So tonight I'm here with Darren Lewis from Altona City, and he's the captain over there. We're going to be looking at leadership, but just to start off, we're going to get a bit of background on him. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, Darren?
Yeah, so basically started playing soccer very early on, probably from the age of 6.
Mm-hmm.
Started pretty much at where I am now. So early on, obviously, which didn't count. I was at George Cross as a junior, mainly because that's where all my family ties were. Uncles, cousins, everyone was sort of playing there. But first proper league side that I guess I played for was Altona City Soccer Club, which I spent about probably 4 years off memory.
Yep.
We had a great side there too, undefeated for about 3 or 4 years. And the only reason I left was because the coach took a job interstate, and then the team sort of all went their own way. Then sort of be more my senior years, I guess. I was lucky enough to get a chance under Ken Murphy at Altona Magic, which back in that time was a powerhouse club. They were basically VPL finals every single year. Got to play with some awesome players and learn from some guys who'd played National League and stuff like that. So that was awesome. Then later on, spent a few years at Werribee, got promotion there and went into the NPL, set up with them. And then later sort of changed over across to North Geelong, which was probably some of my fondest years, I guess. NPL, promotions, relegations, promotion, relegation. So we were too good for NPL 1, but probably just a little bit short of NPL. Had awesome teammates, awesome culture, great club. And then from there went on to North Sunshine Eagles, which I spent almost 3 years there, and great memories there. Great club, great camaraderie within the group. And again, we got promotion. Fell short twice on just by an inch, but it was good to see the club go up. That was my mission when I went to the club. And then obviously they went up to NPL, and I probably was happy with State League 1, and the offer came from Altona City, which was for me something that really excited me, because for me that's where my football journey sort of started. For a lot of fans that knew me as a junior, they always sort of tried to get me back, said, come home. And I used to joke with a couple of them, say, yeah, look, eventually that's where I hope to end up. So it's funny how it all sort of worked out. Matty approached me, and at the time I was sort of in two minds what to do, and he pitched a good offer, and I'm glad I went. So far I'm loving it down there.
It's great to hear that, and seeing that you come back to your boyhood club.
No, it was good. And Altona, I've got really good memories of Altona from a junior. So my uncle was sort of like a bit of a club legend at the time, but back in the 90s, I think it was, or 80s, or late 80s. So I remember watching him play there, and I should plug in Billy Hamill. But so everyone sort of for me to come back, and that's eventually where I've come back.
And I know you've been involved in quite a few leadership roles in your journey so far. Can you give us a little bit about that?
I always seem to find myself within leadership groups wherever I end up. I'm a bit of a storyteller. I don't mind talking. So there's quite a few nicknames for me, as I guess the story time, because I do like to tell the odd story wherever I go. But no, I think I guess one of my maybe qualities is I've had that leadership quality through jobs and work and sports, whatever it's been. Early days was at Werribee, I guess, was my first real inducted into that leadership group. We had an older group that transitioned into a younger group, and I went from that younger role obviously to a more senior role. And then when I went across to North Geelong, I guess that's probably where I really was involved in that leadership group side. And also sort of played vice captain at times, and wore the armband here or there, but formally got the armband of all places at Altona City. So it'll be probably my first year actually wearing it officially throughout the entire year. And being in charge of the coin toss, but that'll be fun. So we'll see how well I go with that.
Definitely. And speaking of captaincy and leadership, So were there any challenges when you first started off, and like how did you overcome them?
Look, like any environment, I guess you're always dealing with particular characters. So, everyone's different. Everyone comes from a different background. Some people are obviously, facing different things outside of soccer. So obviously you got to be careful and tread lightly with certain individuals. That's probably the difficult part. That's for me, I guess. Generally, I try not to be that cocky, arrogant sort of person. I look after the young guys because I fondly remember my times early on, obviously at Altona Magic, where there was a lot of big name players, and I was the kit boy.
Yeah.
So I got to see, and I remember fondly the guys that sort of took me under their wing and tried to help me rather than sort of put you down and treat you like kit boy rather.
Yeah.
So I guess my approach to being a captain is uniting that group, as in young and old, getting that balance right, and I think that team culture is what makes successful teams from my playing career.
No, I definitely agree with that. And what message would you have to younger players in a similar sort of position and that are coming through?
Yeah, look, just first of all, enjoy soccer. Make it enjoy your time playing soccer, because in my position, it goes very quick. 1 minute you're 18, and then the next minute you're in your 30s, and people are trying to tail you off and tell you that you're done.
Yeah.
But my leadership thing, as far as that would go, is just be honest. Work hard. They're the sort of things that I guess a true leader has. Is they go out on the pitch, they give 100%. Try obviously being consistent, and when you're on the pitch, actually being a leader. When it gets to the dying minutes of a game, doing the right things, and making sure your teammates are doing the right things without obviously putting people down and ruining the team morale.
Right. Great advice. I think that's very sound. Cool. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate you coming on the show tonight and just having a bit of a chat with us.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Thanks for having me.
No
Appreciate
worries.
it.
All good.
Awesome.
There you go. That's it. Too
Hopefully
easy.
Hopefully I didn't ramble too much.
I don't know.